Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
They go play action here on first down. Surveying the field. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away.
Oh.
Intercepted. Picked up
go,
by
baby, go, baby,
Janoris
go,
Jenkins.
baby, go, go, go.
Oh, and that's a nice job defensively to get a piece of the football. He's going to pop it into the air, and then it's the
Had to try something, do something different. Start it off.
I just picked him on.
The interception.
Here comes this Giants offense getting ready to take over the football. And they haven't been great. They weren't great in week 2 against the Saints, but we mentioned earlier, they're 2-0. Their defense is held up, but they've got some playmakers on offense that'll certainly come around.
And Odell Beckham Jr. is going to lead the way. What do you have, 8 catches in the game on Sunday? How about Sterling Shepard, who was drafted because they were worried about Victor Cruz and his ability to come back from the injuries? Well, they got Victor Cruz back as well. So you're right. With those playmakers, I think it's just a matter of time before the Giants explode on offense.
Yeah, neat to see Cruz, first home game since 2014, but back out there looking good. Now Manning throwing on second down. Cruz has it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40.
We saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little bit, and that's when you can hit them big over the top.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Oh, don't switch the guy behind him.
He's brought down after a good game.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do. And it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. So 2nd and 10 here. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Jennings. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Cam.
Yeah.
Okay, I think my dad muted the fucking thing for a while there.
Manning now on 3rd and goal.
Oh,
balls. Donnell. It's a Giants touchdown. Larry Donnell from 4 yards out. And the Giants are going to take a first quarter lead. Josh Brown now.
There you go. Finally got a touchdown.
It's up. It's good. And the Giants have a 7-0 lead.
Yeah.
Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown.
I can't hear you, man.
Not saying anything.
And
No,
this will be a touchback as that sails over the inline.
He
Tell
was
your old
down
man
there
to start
something.
messing around.
He was fucking grabbing my thigh and my arm during that whole drive.
That's a good way of putting it.
Surprise!
I can't wait to see when they
Maybe that's
decide
what
to
I
do a
needed.
play calling. Because a run-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the
Now
very
he
next
turned
time
off all
out,
the
run
lights.
football,
It's fine
don't give
for
him a
me.
chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with a football to begin quarter number 2.
He muted me, I think, because a couple of times I was
here to start things
out. Asking if you could hear me, and I didn't get a response.
Yeah.
He pulled the headphones off of me.
Again, here's Bernard. And some room to move
Nice.
And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
Guys, where are you going?
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield, hit you little people.
Good run there. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
They come up in an offset eye. Dalton gives to Bernard. Fighting him off.
Damn it.
To the trash.
Officially no gain on the play.
Yeah.
But at least he was able to break that initial contact, or it could have been a loss.
Yeah, give credit to the defensive player, though. What did he do? Made him slow down, slow up his feet, and allowed the rest of the guys to get there to finish him off.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down.
Shit, he went the wrong way.
Nearly his 2nd of the game. Instead, 4th down. Well, he just threw an interception last drive. Nearly another pick.
Have we had a pick 6 yet?
Right now, are they? It's a little bit sloppy out there, isn't it?
Today?
Just driving on those paved
Since we've been playing.
And those country roads that have those potholes in them, isn't it?
I've had a
So
couple.
this game's going right now. A lot of bouncy bounce to it.
You spent some time on some Tennessee country
I
roads.
certainly have.
Yeah,
Plenty of
where's this
family
ball
back
gonna go?
there. God love them.
Damn it! That wasn't even full blast.
Much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Giants. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Because the secondary, they really look clueless.
Yes.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And, of course, Charles, through just 2 weeks of the season, quite a few 2-0 teams. Good news for those fan bases since 1990 when the NFL made the move to 2 wild cards. Close to 60% of teams that started 2-0 got into the postseason.
And I'm going to keep it strictly in the AFC right now. Here's what impressed me about some of these 2-0 teams. How about New England? All right, Jimmy Garoppolo has been the starting quarterback. He gets hurt. Jacoby Brissett comes in, and they still win the game. How about the Broncos and Trevor Siemian? They're off to a 2-0 start. I love what Houston was able to do to get to 2-0. Exercised a big demon in beating Kansas City, who routed them last year in the playoffs. Those teams have really impressed me, and last but not least, Pittsburgh focused and beat Cincinnati to get to 2-0.
They come out here in the eye. Here's Jennings. And he's across the 43 extra yards to the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
2nd down following the run. Manning to throw on 2nd down. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Offensively, they like their situation, so they tried to take a shot downfield, but no one was open. So it was tuck it in run time, and he picks up a 1st down.
Manning now on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Carlos Dunlap in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And it looks like this will likely be the last play before we hit the 2-minute warning.
Let's see if they can sneak one more good play in before the 2-minute signal.
2 minutes to go here in the 1st half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. Jennings. They find open field here. It'll be a gain of 15 on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down.
Look, the first down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup, and guess what? It's now third and very short in order to try and pick up a first down.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down. They come out here in the eye. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on first down. On 1st and 10, here's Manning. And this one hauled in by Will Tye. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They come up in an offset eye. This is Jennings. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Four yards remaining now on 2nd down. Now it's Jennings. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Ooh, long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Manning. He finds Beckham complete. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
I feel like Eli Manning has just gone from downfield bomber to a guy who can complete everything.
He can hit him underneath now, can't he?
Yeah, we just saw that there with that pass completion. The maturity of a veteran, taking what the defense will give him.
And here we go on 1st and goal. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
More time went off there than I like.
From back at the 3 now. This is 3rd and goal. One final try now for Manning. The Pro Bowler Odell Beckham, the intended receiver. And that will bring up an interesting decision here on 4th and goal.
Boogity, 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 boo. Boogity, boo, boogity, 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 boo, boogity, boo, boogity. Ah!
A chip shot, 21, and the 13th man puts it first half.
Oh my God.
Watching the NFL
Yes.
on EA
It's
Sports.
over. I missed at least 5 in a row, if not more.
Yeah.
Both teams appear
Yeah,
ready for the final.
that was a drought, man. That was a
Resume
drought of
action
bad
here in
kicking.
quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone.
All right, you
Touchback.
fuckers.
The Bengal offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were